right, so what I want to talk about today is integration into Ethereum. Yay! Woo! You guys probably have heard of Ethereum. It is the number two currency, but it is different from Bitcoin, the number one, right? The one that's shot way up, and then everybody cashed in their IRAs and now has some, and now it's going to fall back down. Everybody's going to be upset, and they're not going to want to talk to anybody about crypto because they're bitter because Bitcoin didn't go to $1 zillion. That's probably what's going to happen. Anyway, this is so the number two is called Ethereum, and you access Ethereum through MetaMask, which can run on your browser here, unless for whatever reason it doesn't show up. Let's see. There it is. It's a little. It's the fox, right? So MetaMask is a Chrome extension that you can get, and it runs through JavaScript, and you can understand all of the JavaScript. You can go to their webs to GitHub and see the JavaScript for MetaMask, right? So here is my the little fox. Can I do this? I bet I can. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. So, yeah. So you click on MetaMask, and when you first do it, it will ask you to create a list. It'll tell you a list of these 12 words, and you have to write them down, or maybe you could do a print screen to your printer or something. So you have these 12 words, and those 12 words together makes your secret identity in MetaMask, and then and so it's a wallet that can do other stuff too, right? It can interact with websites, but you don't need to do that part. You don't need to interact with a website at all for this. You could just use MetaMask, and MetaMask lets you on different networks. So this is the main Ethereum network, and I have some Ethereum in this other account, so I can show you my Ethereum in the other account. The problem is I don't want to do anything with the Ethereum because there's only $44 there, and the gas fees is so high that it's not worth it. But I can with any of these accounts, and you can create as many as you want. You can have 10,000 of these accounts if you wanted. You just keep hitting the create button, right? So in this account, you can switch from the main net to I'm on this Rinkby test net. Now I think you can do a lot with the test net, and there'll be new networks that the folks at Ethereum are rolling out really soon, hopefully, or something. But for data, I don't see why you can't just use testnet and then say, well, look, it's me. It has to be me. It's because I own the key, right? So this must have been me that wrote to this testnet. And so what I wrote here is a reference to this video right here, Mr. Roboto. It's a Styx song. It's really silly. And that's often what I do is I create silly things, right, as a test. So I wrote this much here into an Ethereum address on, so I sort of turn that into an address in my mind, because you can, remember, just like you can make up, just like your MetaMask can make whatever address, make as many addresses as you want. You can make as many fake addresses as you want, and the fake address can have a word in it, like poop, monkey, or whatever cutesy thing you want to do. You can put that out there. So for free, using this Rinkby thing, right? But what you need to do is get some testnet money, and you do that from the faucet. And I did it before in another video that was wasn't the best. So, but you do it by just pasting. I have this is just a Twitter account that I fool around. I do crypto stuff with, right? So I pasted my address there, and then I copied this into this faucet, and then it gave me funds on the Rinkby network. And then I took some of those funds and I sent it to my burn address right here. Right? That's so you can copy that. Another thing that's interesting that you can do is for your dogs are always barking. It's for your ID. That you're sending it from, you can export all of your transactions. Here's all my transactions. So I can click this CSV export. Luckily I have one right here to show you. See, and so you can put your Ethereum address, you can put your transactions right into a spreadsheet. And one of the things you can program the spreadsheet to do is this base58 conversion. And then you'll see these words, right? You'll see that first part pop up. Now I do things in the shell because I'm a Unix nerd, right? So here's how I would do it. I have this bash function called that it's right here, right? It's right here. It's very easy to understand. And it calls my unspendable command, right? So, that's my unspendable command. It'll make whatever unspendable address you want. Now, I don't know what currency goes with BBX, but I could, see, I can send it to my, this, and it creates a QR code. Because I can also make a nice, pretty PNG or JPEG QR code, right? Because I could create JPEGs because I'm a computer programmer. It's not as hard as you think. People are always lying to you about how hard things are. I know I'm supposed to lie to you about that too to get your money, but maybe that we could come up with a better way for you to pay me, right? So anyway, so let's go back to this guy right here. So if I run my function against that, you see it comes, it translates this address into the message that was hidden in it. I can do another one, and let's do another one. This one has this one is very, this other address is very unlikely to be real. Because if you look at it, it has 4 F's at the end. And that's quite a coincidence that you would have 4 F's at the end of an address. And that's what it is, right? So that's just me, that's like this, right? Something like that. See, but that one was a little different because I didn't type it the exact same way. So that was my first test. And again, that's what you see here. So you could pull all of that out of, of the solution. And then, so you can send, let's say, okay, here would be the next kind of piece of this puzzle. We would go to the sticks video, and you could do something like this. You could add it to IPFS, right? So that if you pull it, so even if it doesn't, even if you're the only one that keeps a copy of this IPFS file, you'd be able to, uh, say, oh, that's the sticks video, or you could make it a HTML redirect or something like that. That's what I was doing before. Some of those videos I uploaded, it was an HTML redirect. So you go to IPFS and it'll send you right onto the video. So, but you can cut this in half and put this into 2 Ethereum transactions, right? So, and so if we did something like this, and you can use scripts or uh, functions to do this. So, sometimes it's easier just to show. So then my tags for that I use in other places is that, right? And something like that, right? So you put it. So I think that those would fit into the Ethereum, and that's all there is to it. You don't need to use the smart contracts, or you can build smart contracts on top of this somehow, right? That's it's there is no spoon. It's a lot easier than people are making it out to be. Anyway, I'm gonna kill it here before something happens.